So how's it going, guys? How you all doing? My name is Jordan. Welcome back to another video. Now, first of all, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're following all the guidelines and all that and staying at home and all that, so we can slow the spread of the virus. Second of all, welcome back to another video. Now today, I've forgotten what we're doing. What are we doing? Shit. Now today we're going to be ranking League 2 atmospheres. We're going to be ranking League 2 fans. I'm going to be judging this from the numbers they take, games and the atmosphere that they make as well. So it's a mixture of, just mixture of stuff in there, which I'm going to be judging the atmospheres on. I'm going to be doing them into 5 categories. We've got incredible, decent, average, poor, and the lowest tier, which is non-league. No team wants to be there, but I've had to pick some teams to be in there, as much as I don't want to. Yeah. Now, before we start, I just want to say a few things. This is personally my opinion. Of course, feel free to disagree. Feel free in the comments as well if you think I'm wrong. It's just my opinion. It's what I've seen, and it's what I've really judged on, really. So, yeah, it's just my opinion. Second of all, thank you for the support on the channel. I really do appreciate it. If we can hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. Of course, that'll be massively appreciated. So, yeah, thank you for the support on the channels. But anyway, let's get on to the video. So to start with, we're going to be looking in the non-league category. Now, I'll pick 4 teams which I don't think have got great fans. The first team is Macclesfield Town. I think they're like one of the lowest attendances around, to be honest. They don't take many fans. I know it's a relatively small club. They don't take many fans. They don't make that much noise either. Of course, they've still got fans. It's not like just because you're in the non-league category doesn't mean you haven't got any fans. Yeah, a lot of shit happening over there in terms of they can't pay the wages and just stuff like that. So I wish them all the best with that. But in terms of atmosphere, not the best. Moving on to the next team is Salford City. Now, not the greatest set of fans. I saw them for the first time this season. It's the first time we've played Salford City this season. The first time at Blundell Park, and I was quite surprised as to how poor the fans were. Of course, they didn't look that great anyway, but when they came here, they were not special at all. They're not a great bunch of fans. They're probably more United fans, if anything. So, Salford City will be in the non-league category. The next team will be Forest Green Rovers. If I had a tier list, right? They'd be beyond non-league. They would be beyond non-league. Of course, I don't agree with the vegan side of things of what they do with the club. They made some okay noise, to be fair, but then again, they don't take a lot of numbers. Of course, they sell at places like Cheltenham, but it's a local derby for them. It's not the greatest fans in the world. Yeah, not great. And the last team that I put in the non-league category is Stevenage. They're just not great, are they? As a Grimsby fan, I will be so delighted if they get relegated, just because of the shit that we've had with them in the past and all that. And even this season, we've not. We seem to have a real hatred against Stevenage. So, as a Town fan, to be fair, I'll be quite delighted if they go down. They looked almost certain, like they were going to go down before the coronavirus outbreak. So, not a great set of fans. To be fair, they had this little stand thing when I went to their ground. There was a drum, and there was quite a lot of noise. There was a load of teens just there, and just making a lot of noise. But not the greatest fans. They took 30 odd to Blundell Park on a Tuesday night. Yes, alright, fair play to the 30 odd that came, but I mean, come on, you could have chucked them all on a bus, really. Unlike a bus that you take to town, you could have chucked them on there, really. So, Macclesfield Town, Salford City, Forest Green Rovers, and Stevenage will occupy the non-league, the non-league places, let's say. So next up, we're going to be moving into the poor category. I've picked 5 teams. The first team that I've picked is Crawley Town. I was tempted to put them non-league, but looking at the fans a bit more, for the size of their club, they have some okay fans. They've got some pretty decent home fans, to be fair. Away fans are nothing special, but I think home fans, especially when Grimsby went there, I saw some clips from there, and they look to be half decent, of some decent limbs. Of course, when they played teams like Stoke in the cup, there were some pretty decent limbs there. And Oldham, when they beat them, was it 3-0? I can't quite remember. Something like that. Yeah, there were some decent limbs in there, but nothing that special. But I think they're not, they're not as bad as everyone says, really. So Crawley Town will be in the poor. Next up in the poor is Morecambe. Again, tempted to put them in non-league, but you've got to look at it from the bigger picture. I thought they were dreadful when we went to them and when they came here, but you've got to look at it on the other side of things. They are relatively small clubs. So yeah, they try to make noise. They really do try to make noise, but most of the time it just never comes off in the end. So Crawley and Morecambe, two fairly smallish clubs, can make noise on the day, but I'm yet to really see it from there. But I have seen some. So yeah, I mean, I don't think they're that bad for non-league, to be honest. And next up, we're going to go for Newport County. Now, it's a bit of an interesting one, this one. Debating whether to put them in average or poor. I ended up putting them in poor. Of course, they're the only team in Wales in League Two. They're okay. Looking at it at the home bit as well, they've got some like decent limbs right behind like the dugouts and all that. So not the best set of fans, if I'm going to be honest. Decent club though. Newport is an okay club. The fourth team that I've put in the poor category is Carlisle United. We were supposed to play them the week before like this whole pandemic happened, and I was really quite looking forward to seeing what Carlisle would bring. Of course, we never got to see it, but from recent memories, looking at their fans, they're not that great. I mean, they've got a pretty big ground at home, and they get a few there, but they're not that special, if I'm going to be honest. They do have to travel a long way for most of their away games this season, so fair play to them. That's why they're not in the non-league category, if I'm going to be honest. But yeah, Carlisle again, it's a decent club. I don't mind them as a club. Now, the fifth team in the poor category, I do hate them as a club, and it's probably a bit of an interesting one. And this was probably a hard one to predict to me. I put Scunthorpe United in poor. They're not the best, are they? In terms of Grimsby and Scunthorpe, if you look at them on their fans, Grimsby are 10 times better. Going to Glanford Park the other week, or the Sands Venue Stadium as it is now, there was empty seats. There was loads of empty seats everywhere. Of course, it's a derby, and there's empty seats, and they didn't make a lot of noise either. They're not. I mean, to be fair, when they came here, they was okay. They was pretty good. There was some pyros, some pretty decent limbs. But you look at places as well. Some of their local away days, like Bradford, I think they took like 600. It's only down the road. Same with Mansfield. I believe they took like 600, 700. It's only down the road. It's one of the shortest away days that you're gonna have to do. Not got some great fans, I'm going to be honest, but there was some decent limbs when they came here. Of course, knowing me, I've probably been quite generous with Scunthorpe because I could have easily chucked them in non-league, to be honest. But no, I'm not that biased. I think poor is there. They could easily be average if they had some better fans. Of course, they've not been the greatest this season, so hence why they've not really been turning up. So yeah, Scunthorpe takes that fifth poor spot. Now moving on to the next category, we've got average. So I've put 7 teams in there. Not gonna lie, this was one of the hardest ones to predict because there is some decent teams in there, and they could have easily gone up to decent. But I've gone what I think of what I've seen. The first team I put in average is Northampton Town. There was actually one of the better teams to come to Blundell Park this season. The best defensive team I've seen for sure. But in terms of their fans, that was okay. They took like 300 and they made some decent noise. Not the best fans, but not the worst. There was some when I went to theirs as well. There was some. The fans were okay. So Northampton is average. Next up, I've put Cambridge United. One of the teams I could have easily have put decent, especially some of their home limbs. Looking at them, I think it was against Bradford. There was some mad limbs in that. But Cambridge, yeah, they're a good club, Cambridge. I really like Cambridge as a club. I think average seems about right for them now. Maybe if their away tendencies, I know they took like the sold out places like Leyton Orient and of course Colchester are fairly close to them. But not a bad little club. Not a bad club is Cambridge. So I've decided to throw them an average. I don't think they're quite good enough for decent yet, but they could have easily, to be honest. Next up is Walsall. Now, I'm not going to lie, I don't really know much about Walsall fans. I have looked at like a few clips from them. Shout out Super Sadler Seth, by the way. That's where I've got most of your clips, so I'm just looking at them and how I've judged them on. Away atmosphere as well, especially their start against Northampton. There were some decent fans, and looking at it as well, there's some decent fans and some decent limbs as well. Yeah, they're an okay set of fans. They're an okay set of fans, so they go in average. Next up, Crew Alexandra. Now, it's one of those teams where you just don't know, really. At home, they've got some of the best. They've got some of the best home limbs I've seen. I think it was against, was it Oldham? I know they're quite close-ish. There was some decent limbs when I think Charlie Kirk scored in like the 95th minute or something like that. There was some mad home limbs. Of course, tendencies have started to come on the up because they're doing one in the league. I think the top, aren't they not? Are they top? Or the second? I can't quite remember at the top of my head. But I know they're a really good team. Easily the best team we've played this season. In terms of fans, they're okay. They've got an okay set of fans, and they've got a really good team, which I think probably will be in League One if the league continues. So Crew Alexandra in average. Next up is Cheltenham Town. Now, this is a team that I could have easily put in poor, to be honest. But Cheltenham Town, looking at some of their home limbs, they've got like this little corner, like this little corner next to the away fans. It's just absolutely mental when they score. It's absolutely mental. I think that alone really is why they're in average. They do take some good numbers, to be fair. Not the best here. Obviously, it's a Tuesday night and there's a long way to go. So, credit to all the Cheltenham fans that made that trip. Again, got some good fans. Of course, if it wasn't for that little corner, I think I would have thrown them in poor, to be honest. But they do take some good numbers. Very very loyal. Cheltenham. So yeah, they'll go in the average spot. Now the next up in average is Colchester United. Now it's a bit of again, another team I could have easily chucked in decent. Looking at some of the some of the away fans especially. Home, they're not great. They're not the greatest at home by the looks of things. But they're not the greatest at home. But looking at some of their away, of course they've been to places like Crystal Palace and Manchester United this season. Am I right in saying they took 8,000 to United? Because if that's true, that is incredible. Decent set of fans away, especially away. The home's not great. Home form's home atmosphere is not great. But in terms of their away, they're okay. They're a decent club. So Colchester United will be in average. The last team I put in average, and again, it's one of the teams I could have easily put in decent. It's Leyton Orient. Some of the best fans I've seen come to Blundell Park this season. They bought like 400 or so. Yes, alright, we beat them 4-0. They beat us 4-0. We was piss poor that day. But they bought like 400. They made quite a lot of noise throughout. Cause home is okay as well. Not the best, but home atmosphere. Yeah, but I thought when I came here especially, I thought they were really good. Some of the best fans I've seen this season. And just, they're a good club, Leyton Orient. Quite like them as a club. Got some decent fans as well, some very loyal fans. So Leyton Orient gets my final average spot. Now, the next category we're going to go in is decent. Now, I've picked 5 teams for this one. We're going to start off with Exeter City in decent. They're a really good club. They don't bring the biggest numbers, especially to Blundell Park, but looking at the distance I have to travel is very good, and they do make some good noise, and they've got a very good team as well. If they're not in League One next year, if the season continues, then there's something wrong, clearly. Exeter City, I've got a bit of a soft spot for them. Very good club, very good fans as well. I think, am I right in saying they're a fan-owned club? Because I think they are. So yeah, I like Exeter fans. Next up is Swindon Town. Now this one might cause a bit of a debate, but I don't think they're in the incredible range yet. Of course, when they came to Blundell Park, they took like 300. Town took more. Town took like 500, and they made some good noise. I say they made some good noise. They made some okay noise. For top of the league at the time, looked like Cruise, and of course they beat us 3-0 pretty comfortably. But yeah, I was surprised they didn't take more than that, to be honest. If I'm going to be honest, especially as they were top of the league at the time. So Swindon Town, they look almost certain to go up this year if the season continues. Oldham Athletic, who I've put in decent. Some of their away atmospheres, especially, is incredible. I mean, you just got to look at them at Salford City. I know it's pretty close, but look at when they went to Mansfield and lost 6-0. They were still singing and dancing. When was it 6-0, 6-2, 6-1? I don't know, but they conceded 6. I remember, and I had like 2 red cards, I believe, as well. Very good fans at Oldham as well. I think they're right in saying, is it the Athleticos, I want to say? I know they're like a little group for Oldham as well, so they've got some really good fans, Oldham. I really like Oldham fans. I really quite like Oldham as a club. Some underrated fans now, in decent. I've decided to put Port Vale in there. Again, it's a team I could put average, but when you look at it, Port Vale actually have some decent fans. They do take some decent numbers to places. Probably not the best when they came here, But looking at it, I think their fans especially very underrated. Very underrated. I think they've got some decent fans. Now, last team I put in decent is Mansfield Town. Now, it's not. I know they took like what did they take here, like 1,000, did they? Or 700 odd, 800 odd. I think they took something like that to Blundell Park. They made some okay noise. Shame their team is just full of pricks. No, Mansfield fans, they're all right. To be fair, they're all right. There's some of the better ones. I've seen clips when I was at Coventry, and my God, there was some pretty good atmosphere in there. Shame their team is a bunch of absolute bellends. So yeah, Mansfield, they get the 5th spot in decent. Now, last but not least, we're going to be moving on to the incredible tier. Now, I've got 3 teams in this one. With doing this, I tried to be as unbiased as I possibly can. I've looked at it at a few different angles and what I personally think. But I think in the incredible category, I think I'll sound stupid if I didn't put Grimsby Town in incredible. Alright, some of our home fans, they're okay. Some of our home atmosphere is not the best. But I think you've just got to look at our away atmosphere and what we've done. We sold out Scunthorpe in like a day, just over a day. We took 2,500 to Bradford. I know they're quite close, but my God, it was good. We took like 1,400 off to Mansfield in Ian Holloway's first game in charge. You know, we've got some absolutely mental fans, pyros, atmosphere. You know, for away days, we've got it all. We've got a very good fan base. I'll be lying if I put us anything below. Our fans are truly something else. So Grimsby Town will go in the incredible category. The second best fans in the league, in my opinion, will be Bradford City. I really like Bradford as a club. They've got a massive ground. They've got some good fans as well. And their away fans as well. They sell out most of their away days. They do make some good noise as well. There's pyros. I thought it was probably the best fans to come here this season. As much as having a debate with some of my mates who was in the pontoon, I was sitting in the main stand. I was pretty much right next to the Bradford fans, and my God, they was loud right near me. And when they scored, bloody hell, that roar I heard from there from when James Vaughan scored, it was a pretty big roar. So of course, pyros, atmospheres. You're pretty much expecting it with Bradford. They are an exceptional group of fans. That's some of the best in the league. Now, the best support in the league, in my personal opinion, is Plymouth Argyle. There's no words to describe Plymouth. They are a very good fan base, and probably the best fan base in the league with Bradford. Phenomenal fans. They've got some. They average like 9,000-10,000 at home, and most away days to sell out. They've got one of the furthest distances to travel to most away days. Yeah, Plymouth Argyle are an exceptional club. They've got exceptional fans, and hoping they go up, because they deserve it. Just based on their fans alone. Of course, they've got a really good team as well. That's what I'm going to say, really. I think this is pretty accurate, of course. I want to know what you guys think. Of course, here is what it looks like on Tier Maker. I've decided to do it this way. I think it'd be a bit more creative, you know, just speaking in front of the camera, just more of what I think, really, of like atmosphere. So and League 2 fans. So yeah, this is where I'm going to end the video. If you did enjoy, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, comment down below what you think about this. I'll be up for debate. Of course, I'm always up for a good debate. So if you think there's a team that's wrong in there, feel free to leave your comments down in the description. Thank you for the support recently on the channel. Stay safe, everyone. Have a good day if you can. I mean, there's not much to do, is there? So yeah, stay safe, stay indoors, follow the government advice. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on my next video. Now, until then, peace.